everybody. Welcome to today's TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube live. Actually, let me move my camera over a little bit. Now, it might seem a little bit echoey, and that is because, yes, it is new office day. I am in I'm in my new office. If it's a bit echoey, that is because there is literally no furniture in here. I've got a desk, I've got a chair, I've got a heater, I've got a telly, I've got one chair there that is my old office chair from my old office, and that is about it. And if you're on TikTok, I can kind of, that's me. Hi. And then this is the office. Please don't look at my back garden; it needs absolutely blitzing. But yeah, there you go. This is the new office. So this is the new the area. Anyway, I've got to. What do I need? I need some blinds to go up. So this is what I'm thinking. I'll take your advice on. In fact, I'll ask your advice shortly on blinds. We'll do a top 5 first. Let me make sure everyone on TikTok and YouTube are all in and good. And let's have a look. Is the live running? Yes, the live's all running on YouTube and everything. But we'll do the top 5. And then I'm going to get your advice on blinds. A little bit of advice on blinds. But yeah, anyway, this is the first. Oh, let me put the chat box up. Shirley, good morning over on YouTube. Right, let's do the top 5 on TikTok. Let's see who is in this morning. Let me scan up. Pete's in at number 1. Kelly C's in at number 2. Ree's in at number 3. John is in at number 4. And Lauren is in. Morning. Who are we in the new office? Yes! We are in the new office. Just saying now, I'm not happy. It's still... That's not good. I need some tissue. I feel I've lathered the paint on in that area a bit thick. I'm not happy with that bit, but I want to get some strips to go in the corners to kind of neaten it up a little bit. Let me rub that paint into my hand so it doesn't end up going everywhere. But yeah, I feel it needs a couple of little touches up, as it were. I've lathered the paint a bit quick, so it's still flipping drying. And that's been on since Sunday. But anyway, I left my heater on overnight in here to keep it nice and warmed and aired out a little bit. So anyway, it'll all sort itself out. I just need to tighten up a few bits and pieces. But I'm here. I'm in. Dan's in. Morning, mate. Definitely need a logo behind you. Looks naked. I know it is. It is blank. There's no trainers behind me. There's no shells behind me. So I'm thinking, some sort of logo here. Like my RLB logo, I'd like it painted on the wall if possible. Because what I was saying was, if I had a logo that was like a vinyl, my ring light that's on top of my computer, I think it'd reflect off it, and I don't think it'd look great. I don't think it would look great. But anyway, so I definitely need some sort of logo behind me. Don't get me wrong, actually on my software, I could put a fake logo up, like a green screen logo or something like that. I'm not going to, but I could do if I wanted to. But yes, I do definitely need something behind that. I totally agree. Anyway, Angela, good morning. Faye, good morning. Emily, good morning. This is just on TikTok, by the way. The new background. Yeah, this is it. Like I say, it is very plain. It is a little bit different from what you're used to. It's nice being here, though. It does feel like a much more professional environment. I've got a 2-seater settee to go in here behind me, behind my computer. I've got a set of drawers coming in. Going to get some blinds in. Going to get. I've got a dartboard that's going on the wall up here. So I'm hoping when I get all those bits and pieces in, it will be less echoey. That's what I'm hoping, Anyway, let me scan up. Neil, can I ask you a question? You can ask. That's what I'm here for. Ask away. This is as always, a bit of a weight loss live. So if you've got any questions, anything you're struggling with, that is why I am here to help you. Susan, good morning from sunny Cyprus. Loving your chat, and I'm learning so much. Thank you, Susan. That's very kind to say. Thank you. I've been going to the gym, treadmill and weights. Would I hold water? Only if you're dehydrated from it. right? So don't get me wrong, if you do a workout, you do a really good workout in the gym, you might get what's called DOMS, delayed onset of muscle soreness. So, yeah, delayed onset of muscle soreness. And your delayed onset of muscle soreness could lead to a little bit of water retention in the body, but nothing that's going to cause anything. Like most people are asking this because you've probably been, Kerry, are you going to the gym, treadmill and weights, but you're not losing anything on the scales? If you're not losing on the scales, it's because you're not in a calorie deficit, right? But yeah, you might, if you get DOMS, you might have a little bit of swelling in the body. We would class that as excess water retention. Is that going to massively show on the scales? Maybe not, right? But nothing that would certainly affect weight loss. Certainly not over time. Yeah. YouTube is better for you for me. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I've started doing these sort of dual streams, as it were. So Mondays and Thursdays, any live on a Monday or Thursday is dual stream. So I'm here on TikTok, I'm here on Facebook, I'm here on YouTube. I'm actually, because I'm not on tonight, my live tomorrow morning, which will be, it might be 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, because I need to do a tip run. So normally I get up and I do an hour and a half worth of check-ins. Then I go to the gym. Then I come back, have some breakfast, and I'll then jump on a live. I think tomorrow morning I might flip it to a 8:30 live. So come in here, do some check-ins, do a live, do a few more check-ins, because I need to do a tip run. So I've got loads of cardboard and stuff, especially like with the Bosch protein boxes and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I need to go to the tip. So I might actually, you guys that are on Planning the Community, I'll broadcast out later if I'm going to flip the live to 8:30 a.m, just so you know. But I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to flip the live to 8:30 a.m, and then I can go to, basically, when I'm sort of mid-morning, I'll go to the gym a bit later on, just before dinner time, because the tip's on the, well, just past the gym, to be honest with you, that I go to. I'm in a calorie deficit, just not lost as much as I thought, only a pound. Over what time frame, Kerry? So if you've lost some weight, then, you know, there is a chance you're in a calorie deficit. A lot of people think they're in a calorie deficit and they're actually not. Also, Kerry, you know, again, time frames are always really important to look at time scales. Now, if you're like, yeah, I've lost a pound this week, well, that's great. That's what we should be aiming to lose. If you're like, no, I've only lost a pound since Christmas, then you're in a calorie deficit, but you're obviously in a very, very small one, so your calories aren't right. Yeah, so there could be a few different things going on. As always, guys, if anyone wants their calories, if you sat there going, I'm in a calorie deficit, are you? Do you know? Are you sure your calories are right? Have you used a free online calorie calculator? Very often that they're not correct. Come join my community. TikTok profile, click on the link to join my community. If you're already in my community, and because I can't keep tabs on every single, because I have over 400 people in my community, but there's only normally about 100 people that are commenting, that come on the lives all the time. There's quite a lot of my people in my community that sit on the background, or they sort of move in and out. So, you know, my memory's not bad, but it's not that great. If you've been in my community and I've worked out your calories for you, it might be 3 months ago, it might be 6 months ago, and since I worked out your calories, your movement has changed. So yeah, when you worked out my calories, Neil, I was doing 6,000 steps a day on average. Now I'm doing 8,000 steps a day on average, and I'm going to the gym 3 times a week and walking on a treadmill and doing some weights. I can recalculate your calories for you. Just let me know. Yeah, just drop me a message or drop me an email, and we can sort that out for you. Josh, morning, mate. Hope you're all good. Okay, £3 in 2 weeks. So I'm being silly. Yeah, that's great. £3 in 2 weeks. I aim, when I work out calories for clients, I aim for my clients to lose. This is kind of what we're aiming for. You know, I'd like them to lose £1 a week on average. So it's not like pound week 1, pound week 2. It's £1 a week on average. Some weeks you'll lose £2. Some weeks you'll lose £6. You might have a whoosh effect. Some weeks you might go a couple of weeks where you don't lose anything. It's all about averages. So I'm just plugging my laptop in because I want to do some editing on it later, and it needs charging. So yeah, it's one of them. If you've lost £3 in 2 weeks, that's if we divide that by 2, you've lost £1.5 a week. That's great. You keep going at that rate, Kerry, right? You'll be 6 stone lighter this time next year. I'm not saying you're going to keep going at that rate. Things can slow down a little bit. But if you did keep going at that rate, you would be 6 stone lighter this time next year, which I think is pretty damn decent, if you ask me. Right, do you even need to be 6 stone lighter? That's a big question. Right, let me scan up and see what's going on. Morning, boss. Well, back in the gym. How time flies. Yes. So, any of you old schoolers, this used to be. I used to call this the RLB gym because that's what it was when COVID hit. You guys can't see this on YouTube or TikTok, but when COVID hit, from June 2020, I was training people in my back garden there, right? I was training people in my back garden. Again, it looks an absolute mess. It needs, my lawn is AstroTurf. It needs jet washing, sweeping, jet washing, and then hoovering, and it comes up like brand new. But I was PTing people right outside there. And this was my little single garage that I'm sat in now. And then I had this single garage converted into like what I called the RLB gym, which was a PT studio, home gym, as it were. And when I first started doing TikToks, all my TikToks were done in this gym, but they were done. My camera was right at the far end. So, when I retired from one-to-one personal training in 2022, it just become a dumping ground, really. Until we've had this like conversion done. So we've had the old RLB gym split into 2. So this is like 2/3 of it where I'm sat. A third of it is the other side where I used to do my lives, and that's going to become a storeroom. So everything that you saw behind me in my old office, the shelves with the protein stuff on and my protein powders and all my trainers, they're all going next door into my own like little. Rachel said, "This is my domain. I paid for it. It's my domain. I can do what I want with it." So I'm kind of going to have that as a storeroom. This was the old RLB gym. Now, what do we say? The RLB studio, the RLB office, because when I designed this, I did want it to, like, for doing my podcasts, I also wanted to set up a situation where I could, I might start inviting some friends. Like, I've just been to the gym this morning, training with my mate John. My mate John's a personal trainer, so I might get John in to do a couple of podcasts with me. So I've got space now for John to come in, and it's a bit more of a professional sort of situation, as it were. But yeah, we're back here, old school. Some information can hold more fluid. It can, but not. What Kerry's asking is, basically, would it hold more fluid that is going to massively counterbalance the scales? Possibly, but not enough for, would it increase water retention enough? Would it increase water retention enough to counterbalance fat loss on the scales? And not really. It all depends how big you are. There's a lot of different things that we probably need to take into account, but for most of us, it's not going to counterbalance like fat loss on the scales. Karen H, good morning. Someone just said it's lagging. Now, this is another issue I might have. Well, not another issue, but and I haven't set this up, and I have got a Wi-Fi booster, which I might need to set up. If I don't need to set it up, I'm not setting it up. So I'm quite a way away here from where my router is. So is it all not lagging? Just sounds empty. It does sound empty because I'm in an empty office. Yeah, that's nothing to do with that is just there's no fixtures and fittings, or hardly any fixtures and fittings in here at the moment. So, I apologise. It does sound echoey. It's echoing myself thinking. My mum phoned me yesterday. She was like, "Oh, you sound like you're in a tunnel." I was like, "No, I'm just in the new office with pretty much no furniture in, office chair, desk. That's it." I could actually mic up. If I wanted to, I could mic up, and it would hopefully take away a bit. But like I say, when I get some more furniture in here, get my 2-seater settee in here, get my chest of drawers in here, get my blinds in here, it should hopefully, if it doesn't, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to soundproof it. So I'm going to buy soundproofing foam. It actually looks like the inside of egg cartons, and I will line not this bit behind me because this is going to be my backdrop for like my podcasts and stuff like that, but I will be lining probably the roof up here, and then that will sort of cushion the sound a little bit. Yeah, was lagging so okay now. Yeah, so I have got a Wi-Fi booster, which I might set it up just to, just to see. Like it says on TikTok, it says the signal's pretty good on TikTok. Let me run a speed. I'll run a speed test actually. This might make it lag while I run a speed test, but I think it should. It should be all right. If it's under 10 meg, then no, it's running at 45 meg at the moment. So yeah, it shouldn't be. That might have just been a thing with TikTok. It might have been nothing to do with my Wi-Fi signal. Anyway, there we go. Right, let me scan down. It's only lagged a couple of times and caught up quickly for me. That's all right. I'll take that. Like I say, I'll probably set my Wi-Fi booster up and see, or I could just go onto my mobile data if I wanted to, because I get 5G where I am now, so mobile data is pretty good. But anyway, there's always going to be a couple of teething problems, but that is what it is. And one thing I love about my desk is it is a standing desk, so I can raise it up and I can raise it down. So I'm going to be able to start doing some lives actually stood up. I actually really like doing lives stood up. It's good for steps. I do see some people, that have walking pads under the desk. I would definitely fall over. There's no way I could do a live on a walking pad, or so there's no way I've got the balance to do that. But I've always wanted a standing desk. I think they're so handy, especially if you work from home, if you've got the space to put one in. So yeah, I will start doing a couple of, like tomorrow, to be honest with you. Tomorrow I'm going to sit here doing check-ins for an hour and a half. So when I do my live, I'll probably do it stood up just so I can stretch my legs out a little bit. Right, let me. Do you know what? So I ordered a desk off Amazon. It was 115 quid, standing desk. It was actually smaller than this one. It was 120 centimetres wide. Came and it was broken. So I stripped it down, sent it back. They picked it up yesterday. Amazon's brilliant for stuff like that. Amazon's always great for refunds. Full refund. I had another scan through. Found this one, which is bigger, and it's the colour I wanted, because the one I ordered wasn't quite the colour I wanted. And it was 20 quid cheaper. And it works, which is always a bonus. So yeah, there we go. But I've always wanted to stand this. So good for... When I first did my lives on TikTok, like I say, I used to do them in the gym. I was always stood up. I had a tripod, and I was stood up in the gym. And I'm quite animated when I talk and stuff like that. And just do the live for an hour. Like if I went for a walk for an hour, I do 5 or 6, well, probably 6,000 steps, maybe a few more actually. But when I stand up for an hour and do a live, I do 1,500 steps, and it's just because I'm on the spot and I'm walking up and down and tapping up and down and stuff. So I'm kind of like I'm happy. Like I'm looking forward to doing a few more lives. Kind of stood up. Right, let me scan down. I'm very jealous of your desk. Thank you very much. It is a good desk. Not that anyone can be, I suppose, overly excited with the desk. But yeah, guys, if it is lagging a little bit, like I say, I'll probably set that. I'll look at setting up my Wi-Fi booster thing today, and that should sort it out. If like I say, it probably only lags if I'm jumping onto other bits and pieces. Anyway, there we go. So it's Thursday. Has everyone had a good weight loss week so far? Not really seen many of you. Yesterday, I didn't do any social media yesterday. I just did the Zoom session for you guys in the community, which is really, really good. And what's that there now? Oh, I thought it said my NutriCheck wasn't updated. It is updated. Right, I have actually put something in. Picked something else up from Aldi just before. Not seen it before. In the frozen section. Obviously, it's going to trigger a lot of people on Facebook, but that's the way it is. In the frozen section, king prawns in a Thai green curry sauce. The whole pack is 117 calories. for 12 grams of protein. So you're getting that 10-to-1 ratio, which is superb. And it's a Thai green curry. So I'm going to pair it. I've actually put it into today's dinner by accident. I'm going to move it to tomorrow, move to the same meal occasion. So I'm going to pair it. I've took a picture of it. I'll put it on social media, see who we can upset with that. It's probably not hard. I need to put my 10-stem broccoli in. Sorry, I'm just on my iPad at the moment, tracking my dinner. Right, so that king prawn, Thai green curry king prawns, half a pack of the rice I love from Aldi, and 100 grams of tender-stem broccoli, 384 calories for 20.4 grams of protein. Now, don't get me wrong, I totally get that the protein isn't ridiculous, but it's not bad. It's 20.4 grams of protein for 384 calories. I know it's not like, but you've got carbs in there, you've got fats in there as well. And 4 grams of fibre. And I think what I might do is add 100 grams of chicken breast to it as well, just to bump that protein up. So let me add that in and let's see what the calories are. But you're going to be well under 500 calories for a meal. So 100 grams of raw chicken breast, 106 calories, 24 grams of protein. So if you had 100 grams of chicken breast, you're basically going to get a king prawn and chicken Thai green curry, rice, 10-stem broccoli, 490 calories for 44.4 grams of protein. So that is going to be my dinner tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. I'll put a picture up of it later. There we go. So today's eating, I've pre-tracked. I've just had the Boss's staple for my breakfast. I'm actually making my carbonara, bacon and mushroom carbonara for lunch because I made it the other night. I forgot to take a picture for my cover photo and for social media. So I'm going to make it again for my lunch. It is delicious, so I don't mind making it again for my lunch. So I'm going to make it again for my lunch. And then tonight I'm doing Hunter's Gammon with sweet potato fries and salad for my tea. I'm not going to do the recipe. It's going to be I'm going to do it as a plate my weight loss tea up with me. So that'll be on TikTok and Reels later on. I've not tracked my tea, so we track my tea. So I'm going to have lean gammon, cut all the fat off the gammon. I know you can't see this now, but I'll track and I'll tell you what the calories are. So I'm going to have 200 grams of lean gammon with all the fat cut off. I'm going to have some sweet potatoes, which I'll just do in the air fryer. Sweet potato, so I'm going to have 300 grams of sweet potato for 255 calories. I'm just going to put in olive oil, a teaspoon, because I'll put 1 teaspoon in with the sweet potato fries to make those in the air fryer, and then I will put another teaspoon in the pan because I'm going to actually pan fry. I like gammon pan fried. I might not actually use olive oil. I might use just normal vegetable oil to pan fry the gammon, but the calories are the same. So if I put 1 teaspoon in and this is for 2 portions, which is why I'm just going to track it as 1 teaspoon. I have bought a crispy, sweet and crispy salad from Aldi that comes with like a light dressing. I don't know if anyone else gets those pots. They're really, really good if you like salad. And what I tend to do is it's the Aldi Nature's Pick sweet and crispy salad with sour cream and chive dressing. The whole pack's 95 calories. Take the pack out of the pot, dice it all up so it's like a chopped salad, put it back in, drizzle the sauce over and mix it through. And then I just need to put some mozzarella on top of my gammon, which will be 30 grams. And then I'm just going to do a drizzle of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. A level tablespoon, 15. I'm going to do 20 grams. I'm going to do 20 grams of Sweet Baby Ray's. So my tea tonight is 753 calories. That's for my portion. So if you want to know, so Rachel's portion, I'm having 200 grams of gammon. Rachel will have 150. So this is just an example of a smaller portion because Rachel eats a bit less than me. She burns a few less calories than me. Rachel will have 200 grams of sweet potato, instead of 300 grams of sweet potato. Everything else will be the same. So Rachel's portion, 610 calories, 47.5 grams of protein, 11 grams of fibre. Let me change it back to my portion. So mine's like 140 more than that, because like I say, I'm having 300 grams of sweet potato. I'm going to have 200 grams of lean gammon. Let me put that in tea. So mine's 753 calories for 61 grams of protein, 14 grams of fibre. That is a super filling tea. I put no other snacks in for today, but I will be having snacks. And I've literally had 1,776 calories on Monday, 1,912 on Tuesday, 2,139 yesterday. And then today, I'll probably be about 2,000. My breakfast, lunch, and tea is 1,700 calories. So I'll probably have maybe 400 calories worth of snacks mixed in there as well. So I'm going to be at 2,100, which means I've already banked nearly 2,500 calories going into the weekend. I'm going for a bit of a leaner week this week. I felt like last week I was a little bit over. So I'm going for a much leaner week. Right, let me scan down see if I missed anything. Happy morning, Neil. How's the kids? Do you mean the dogs? The Blossom was staring at me before. It's really funny. Now I'm in here, they don't understand it. And obviously, I can see right through to I can't show you this on Facebook or YouTube, but literally there's our back door, and they just sit there, stare. Like yesterday, I was building this desk. Oh, it took me an hour or something like that, but they just sat there staring at me. What's Dad doing in there? Eventually, once I get the settee in here, they'll come in and they'll just go to sleep on the settee, hopefully. Just had steak, eggs, and mushrooms. Oh, sounds lovely. A bit of a keto breakfast for Kelly. Did you try the new Lidl protein ready meal? Which one was that? That was the salt and pepper chicken. I did. If you want to know if it's any good, head over to my YouTube. So I brought out a new one. Speak of the devil, and she shall appear. Oh, she's just gone. She was literally just sat there, staring at me. Was Blossom. Betty's not really that bothered, but Blossom was just staring at me. Yes, over on YouTube, my latest Worth the Calories video. So episode 21, I have reviewed. What have I done? So I've done the Chef Select Salt and Pepper Chicken Protein Meal. I've done the chocolate and vanilla protein cheesecake from Lidl. I did the Slimwell salt and pepper chow mein. I did the Slimwell Singapore noodle lunch pot. And I've done the Aldi peanut low-calorie ice cream. So those are 5 foods in this week's Worth of Calories video. So that's out on YouTube now. Head over there and you can see whether all those foods get a thumb up or a thumbs down from me. Right, let me scan up, see if I missed anything. Bato, morning Neil, good morning mate. The weight loss experts are always on form, aren't they? Oh, let's see what's everyone saying about that. Oh yeah, Fishgate, it is amazing. It is amazing. And don't get me wrong, I put comments on to wind people up. And I do it on purpose. And I'm not trying to be rude to these people, but they're going to come onto my page. They're going to push their narrative of an unhealthy relationship with food, which it is. And, I'm obviously, going to defend things a little bit, because what I don't want, it's social media. There's so many people with unhealthy relationships with food out there. And, if someone sees someone that's absolutely shredded in their profile picture, and then they're demonizing food, because everyone thinks the epitome of health is looking absolutely shredded. People are going to get influenced by that. And this is where people go, they don't know where to turn. Some people say this is healthy. Some people say this isn't healthy. Now, I did the fish chips and peas yesterday. So many people say, this guy's saying this is healthy. I've never said it's healthy. There's absolutely not one. I'm not saying it's unhealthy. It isn't, right? But I'm not sat there going, this is a perfectly balanced, healthy meal. Does it give you a reasonable amount of protein? Yeah. Does it give you a reasonable amount of fibre? Absolutely. Is it fish, chips and peas, which the nation loves to eat? But if you go to, and basically the context is, if I show you an extra large sourdough breaded cod piece, fillet from Aldi, some specially selected chunky oven chips, and a tin of mushy peas, right? It's easy, right? It takes half an hour to cook, and some people put on the comments, you can cook air fried chips and cod in the same. You could, right? But again, this is the whole reality behind that meal. I posted it as a bit of a convenience meal. What, from my experience as a weight loss coach, a lot of people use the excuse of time. Whether it's right or not that they use that excuse, that's a different story. But with a lot of these convenience meals that I'm showing you how you can stay on track, eat nice food, right, and stick to your calorie deficit, right? So with that meal yesterday, it's literally getting from work. You were up at 6:30 this morning. I was up at 6:30 this morning, right? So I'm up at 6:30 this morning, done a few bits and pieces, gone and trained in the gym, come back, I'm going to work all day. In between working, I've got loads of bits. I've got to take my mum to hospital, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do the other. Doing lives, recording content, I've got videos to edit. I could probably be sat in here till 6 o'clock tonight, right? Now, I'm actually making a homemade tea. I'm doing Hunter's shit, and I'm going to make a homemade tea tonight. That's absolutely fine. But if you're out the house or whatever, and you come in after a 10-hour shift or a 12-hour shift, or you get caught in traffic on the way home, this is the reality of life. Right? A lot of people don't understand life. You know, if you're someone that's single, got no responsibilities, you might work from home, you are 21, you go to uni, again, no major responsibilities, no kids to look after, you know, you're not working 12-hour shifts here, there, and everywhere, then yeah, cook from scratch. Days where I'm quiet, I cook from scratch more often than not. You know, I show you my, you know, make my weight loss tea videos with me on YouTube. It's generally all cooked from scratch, you know. But every now and then we need a little bit of convenience. So I bought that fish chips. It's not actually happened. We're actually going to have it next week. Why I bought that fish chips and peas yesterday is because my mum's coming round. I've not seen my mum properly for about 3 weeks because she normally comes round every other week for a tea. And since we've been having the office built here, January's just been manic. And I've not seen her for ages. So my mum can come. My mum's 80 years old, so time spent with her is precious, right? Because, I'm not meaning to sound morbid, you know, when you get to 80 years of age, you don't know how long someone's got left, right? And I've got that from my dad. You know, I spent Christmas 2012 with my dad. If I'd known that was the last Christmas I was ever going to spend with him, like I'd have probably put a lot more time into it, you know, a lot more effort. I probably wouldn't have gone on the smash to the pub all over Christmas, you know, and getting phone calls from mum, are you coming home? Dinner's on table, like we're waiting for you for Christmas dinner. And I remember that 2012. I remember sitting in my local pub with my mate that owned the pub at the time, putting the world to rights. It was like 4:15. My mum and dad had phoned me, and that's just me being a selfish sod, right? I'm sort of getting smashed with my mate at the pub, and I come home and I'm steaming. That's my last memory of my last Christmas dinner with my dad, because I had no idea 4 months later he was going to get cancer and then sit 13 weeks after that and not be here anymore. You know, that's something I've got to live with. And it's not something that is, you know, it is what it is, and he wouldn't hold it against me, to be honest with you. But, you know, time's precious. So when my mum was going to come round last night, rather than standing in the kitchen, because she can't stand up, she has to go straight in the living room, you know, I'm going to put a piece of fish in the oven, a couple of pieces of fish in the oven, some chips in the oven, and I can sit and natter to my mum. And when Alexa goes off, I can get up and I can ping some mushy peas in the microwave and I can plate up tea, and it allows me to spend a bit more quality time with my mum. I'll never apologise for that. I don't give a toss, especially when that meal actually isn't unhealthy to what people think it is. But again, you know, think of the reality of life. People get home after a 12-hour shift, they can get in, turn the oven on, right? And while the oven's preheating, they can go and maybe put the comfies on or go and have a quick shower. Oven's preheating, right? Now I come back. Now, while it's just cooking, I don't need to stand at a stove. I don't need to make sure nothing's burning. I stick both of them in the oven together, put a timer on for 25 minutes, 20 minutes, however long it takes for them both to cook. While that's doing, I can make the kids pack lunches, iron the kids' uniforms. Alexa goes off. Now I can plate tea up. And it's just, you know, or you could go to the chippy on the way home, right? But I showed a portion of fish, chips, and peas yesterday at 750 calories. Or you can go to the chip on the way home and get fish, chips, and peas. It'll cost you twice as much, and it'll be 1,350 calories. That's the reality of life, you know. That's it. But a lot of people just don't see that. They don't understand context. They don't understand balance. And, you know, it's amazing how triggered people get. It's amazing how triggered people get from it. And do you know why I think a lot of people get triggered? I think it's because they're jealous. They're jealous. And what I mean by jealousy, I don't mean they're jealous of me. I think some people have such an unhealthy relationship with food. They'd love to eat like that, and they could do, and still have a good physique and stay lean and lose weight. But they've got such an unhealthy relationship with food, they think they have to just eat chicken, because that's what I get. Just eat chicken breast. Every time I post something, just eat chicken. So basically, you just eat chicken breast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm not a robot. I love chicken breast, don't get me wrong. But I don't want to eat like that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know. So it's just, but, you know, for the rights or wrongs of it, you know, I love helping people out, but, you know, life's a business. Well, not life's a business. This is my business. It is my job. Now, I'm an online weight loss coach, and I earn money through that. But I dedicate hours posting on social media. You know, I do 5 to 6 hours of YouTube videos a week. No, about 4 or 5 hours of YouTube videos a week. About 20 hours a month. Do you know how much YouTube pays me for that? This month in January, what YouTube's going to pay me is £35 and 35 quid I'm going to earn off YouTube. So I'm basically working for less than 70 pence an hour on YouTube. 70 pence an hour. There's not many people in the world that have put the effort in for 70p an hour. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not pleading thingy. I'm the knock-on effect is hopefully some people watch my YouTube videos. They'll then subscribe to my community. They'll sign up to my one-to-one plan. They might buy an e-cookbook on me. So it's kind of indirect advertising as well. People build up a rapport. You know, I get people, I've watched all your podcasts, they're amazing. I'd like to come on one-to-one plan with you. Great. So I don't just mean I only earn 70p, but that's the hours I put in. You know, that's the reality of it. Again, I post a TikTok video pretty much every day. To create one TikTok video takes, by the time you record it, edit it, re-recorded it, because you don't get it right first time, it's probably about half an hour per TikTok video. That's 33.5 hours a week. That's 15 hours a month, all free. I don't ask anyone to subscribe or pay anything if you don't want to. And TikTok this month are going to pay me 19 quid. 19 pounds. So that's just over £1 a video I get paid for all that free content. So it's nothing. So now Facebook is a different matter. Facebook, my monetization on Facebook is mad. So I have to sort of, you know, I've got 36,000 Facebook followers. If 10% of those followers subscribe to my community, I wouldn't need to make any money off social media. You know, with my coaching business and my community side, I'd be happy as Larry. But people don't. People like free content, and I'm happy to give free content out, especially if I'm getting paid a little bit off social media. But for the rights and wrongs of it, the way Facebook pay you, you know, YouTube just pay for views, TikTok just pay for views. Facebook pay you for interactions, shares, likes, comments, everything. 10p here, 20p there, you know, views. So I will comment some. So I never want you guys, if you guys follow me on a regular basis and you believe in what I say and you like my content, I never want you guys to think I'm getting triggered by it. I am not. I am not getting triggered. For all the idiots, I get more comments from idiots than I do from the good comments, yeah. They're paying my bills. They're paying my bills. And they stop, you know. I could quite easily make my YouTube membership only, right? And I, you know, charge £3 a month and 50 of you might subscribe to it and I'd earn way more money from it, right? But I don't want to. I want to keep putting free content out there. So yeah, I never, I never want anyone to think I'm getting triggered. You're talking a difference. Yeah, it keeps lagging, guys. We've discussed it quite a lot on the live. It's because I'm in my new office. It's a bit away. I'm going to put a Wi-Fi booster in. I'm sorry, it's not great, but you'll just have to kind of put up with it for today. I'll sort it out. Don't worry. It'll be better going forward. Yeah, I'll sort out my Wi-Fi booster. Yeah, the signal's pretty weak. Because, like I say, my router is actually in my old office and it's not going to be moving, and I'm like quite a bit away from it. And obviously, there's a lot of buildings in the way. But I used to have a Wi-Fi booster when I was PTing in here, and it was absolutely fine. So I found it. It's in there. I just need to match it up with my router and get it all set up again. I can't remember actually how to do it. I need to do a Google or buy a new one. Get the perfect fit blinds for the doors. They sit in a runner and don't flap about if doors open. Yeah, well, this is what I was thinking about blinds. So, you guys could probably advise me better. So these, I don't think I can zoom out, but, so I've got my window here, and then I've got these double doors, and then the other side, this new wall that I've had put in, is that window there on the other side. So I didn't know whether to get, like, roller blinds, so get blinds that, like blackout blinds that just go up and down, right? And get a 2 and a 1. So basically get one blind that covers that, yeah, and then one blind, because that's my main door, this right-hand door is my main door for going in and out. And then just get that. Or do I get blinds that go from left to right that you can kind of, you can have them open or you can shut them off if the sun's shining? Because my neighbours have got a lot of trees, but the sun goes all the way over there. So in summer, especially when it gets to this sort of gap here, there will be a lot of sunlight comes in here. So I'm just not sure what to do about it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I use a blind. When we got new blinds in the house, we went to a blind company, and I'll probably get them round and ask them, take some pictures and get their advice. But yeah, I don't quite, yeah, I'm a bit 50-50 on which way to do it. Because like I said, because I'm like, in summer, will I have the blinds shut but the doors open for a bit of airflow? I don't know. So that's what I was thinking about with the blinds, ones that you can shut around, I think will be good. Yeah, the ones where you can have them open, but then you can have them flat, so it completely blocks them out. Yeah, I think that might be quite good, because they'll be vertical blinds, wouldn't they? I was thinking of having horizontal blinds and just having like two, have a double and then a single, and then I can shut all the blinds down if I want to. Like at night time when I'm I wouldn't shut them off on the main door because obviously you've got to come in and out, but I'd probably leave the second door fully shut, as it were, like the window and the second door. I don't know. I wouldn't get a blind company. I wouldn't get a blind company. You'll want them to see what they're doing. What do you mean by that, Pete? Because the blind company I got last time, they came round, they took pictures, they measured up, then they showed us virtually what the blinds would look like on their laptop. They were real, and they weren't expensive. They weren't expensive at all, and everyone uses them. But I don't know what you mean by like see what they're doing. If that makes sense. Oh, cheers, Pete. Just everyone delete the last minute and a half. Just everyone delete the last minute and a half of anything I just said, please. Just forget that bit. I'm out. My brain's racing at the moment, so I'm not thinking very logically, or I'm thinking too logically. But very good, Peter. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. I like that. Perfect feature each windows and doors. They are great. Yeah, I'll have a. Like I say, I'm going to have a look about. Plus, I'm very lucky. Looking at someone that's in the community. Well, it's on plan. James on plan messaged me yesterday, said I work for a blind company, so if you need any advice or any give us a message. So I'm like, top tier, James. Thank you. Cool. Right. Pete's going for his comic. Pete's done well. He's done very, very well. Yeah, very, very good. Very, very good. Right, let me scan up. I think it's because my head's in like everything lagging a little bit. But yeah, anyway, we'll sort that out. I think it's their own food issues, and to get in shape, they did it. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think it is to get in shape, because a lot of I'll be honest with you. and I do it sometimes. You know, you get all these comments on Facebook, and but comments that are really like not stinging, but people that are really like, this is disgusting. I always have a little scan through their profile. And so there was a girl yesterday, and she commented on the protein flatbreads that I put on. Now they're just a standard flatbread with a bit of extra pea protein in them. That's it, right? A bit of extra pea and wheat protein. Now there's wheat protein in them anyway because it's the wheat-based flour, but they've also got some added pea protein in them just to put the protein up a little bit. Now don't get me wrong, are these ridiculous in protein? No. And someone put, I'd rather buy the original ones. And I'm like, that's fine if that's what you want to do, but I think the 25p dearer than the original ones. They do have 34% more protein in them, and they taste amazing. That is also what's really important. It's like the high protein wraps. I don't just buy them because they've got high protein in it. I buy them because they're delicious. They're nutty. They're a bit chewier. They're easy. They hold tight when you wrap better because of the extra bit of protein that's added into it. But anyway, this girl commented on my thing. You do not take if you're eating food like this, you are not taking your health seriously. Her second profile picture was her in a beer garden on the sesh with a vape in her hand. So she's commenting saying, now that picture was from last August, right? So I'm not saying she might have totally changed her ways since last August. I have no idea. But her second profile picture on her profile was her in a beer garden, vape in one hand, beers everywhere in front. Now, I'm not saying, like, I'd tell you not to vape. There's absolutely not, but, I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. I love a pint, right? So I'm not saying, you can't go and have a pint here and there and be healthy, because I generally, don't get me wrong, alcohol's poison to the body. It's there's absolutely no benefits to our health in drinking it whatsoever. Physical health, but sometimes you've got to do things that you enjoy that might not be the healthiest thing in the world, and if you don't want to drink, don't drink alcohol. I like a pint, so I'm not saying that, but you can't come on social media and criticize a protein flatbread and say you're not taking your health seriously if you're eating food like that when you drink alcohol and vape. You can't do it. You fit, because I'm telling you now, alcohol and vaping is way more detrimental to anyone's health than a protein flatbread from Aldi. Right? That is the honest reality of it. And again, a lot of these people that sort of come on and talk about, that do these comments, again, I don't do it with everyone because I can't really be arsed, but when the people like that, you're not taking that they put a proper comment on, you always get lots of processed shit and they're just repeating like what Eddie Abu says or something like that. Teddy Penny. But when they really go in and they're like, no, you're not taking, or this, and this. Honestly, every other one, I have a quick scan through their profile. They've got a pint in their hand, right? They've got a pint in their hand, Plus, every single person that is writing that comment, or I would say 95% of people writing those comments, are doing it on a mobile phone. A mobile phone is registered as a Class 2 carcinogen by the WHO. It's that ban from the 60s. They have registered it as a Class 2 carcinogen, right? And it doesn't mean that every person that uses a mobile phone gets cancer, but there is a risk. Right, if there is a risk because phones give off radio waves or whatever it is, or cells, and there is a risk there. It might be a tiny risk. That's what Class 2 carcinogens are. What other things are classed as a Class 2 carcinogen? Hairdressing, aloe vera. Does anyone use aloe vera? Do you drink aloe vera drinks? Do you use aloe vera in if you do have a moisturizer that's got aloe vera in it? Aloe vera is a Class 2 carcinogen. Right, registered by the WHO. So, there's a lot of hypocritical stuff on social media, but I generally don't think people think they're being hypocritical because they just don't understand. Again, there's a lot of people as well that just jump on the bandwagon. Yeah. I didn't know you were on. I did send a broadcast out, didn't I? I did send a broadcast out. I know occasionally, and I don't have a clue why this is, guys. I know occasionally when I do send a broadcast out, the odd person doesn't get it. It has to be something to do with your phone, not mine, and I am assuming. But yeah, I did send a broadcast out. I think I did anyway. Right, um, let me scan down and see if I missed anything. I don't think I have. I've got to go. I've got to go bang on 10 this morning, guys. I've got to take my mum to hospital. My mum has a leg ulcer, and she's had it for 10 years now. It's not. It's actually really, really good. From what it was years ago, I think it's nearly healed, but I don't think it'll ever fully heal. But anyway, my mum, September 23, had a heart attack. And from having that heart attack, they had to she's normally in compression for a leg ulcer, but from having that heart attack, they've not put her in compression because that can restrict blood flow, or it's something to do with a heart attack anyway. Is why she's not been in compression. Anyway, the place the health centre where she goes to in our next village, where she goes to have a leg dressed, they want to put her back in compression. But my mum's like, they told me I'd never go in compression ever again after having a heart attack. And I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but some of the advice from our local health centre is it's not the best. Right? It's not the best. That's how I'll politely say it. Anyway, we've got an appointment at the hospital, so we're just going to go and get like a second opinion, as it were, to why isn't my laptop charging? A second opinion, as it were, to see if she can go back into compression for a leg ulcer after having a heart attack. It's been 18 months and she's done really well since having it. So, yeah, fingers crossed it should be all right. Oh, why have I done this now? How do I stop that? Oh, I didn't even mean to do that. Why have I accepted that now? I've never done this in my life. How do I cancel a dual thing? Oh, God. I don't know how you do it. Right, I'm coming out, guys. I'm coming out and I'll jump straight back in. I've no idea what I've done there. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. And do you know what? I have that feature. I have that feature turned off where people are not allowed to invite you to a live, but TikTok ignore it. TikTok literally ignore it because TikTok makes so much money from people going dual and battling. They ignore it. So you can actually go into your settings and stop people inviting you to like join their lives. But TikTok ignore it. They just bypass it, which is a nightmare. And then I've just pressed on it and I've never done that before, and I have absolutely no idea. I have absolutely no idea how you get rid of it. The broadcast message has just come through on WhatsApp. It might be because of my signal here in the office. Like I say, it might be because of my signal here in the office. Like, I'll get that. I'll get my Wi-Fi booster sorted out. I'll get my Wi-Fi booster sorted out today, so that should be fine. I have no idea when you get invited to a live, and I obviously accepted that by accident instead of cancelling it. I have no idea how you leave it because I've never done it before. I'm just not interested. and you get invited all the time. And like I say, in settings, you can turn it off so you don't get invited. TikTok bypass it. So I don't even know why they have it on. Anyway, I'm only on for another 2 minutes. So I'm just saying I've got to go because I've got to take my mum. I've got to nick my mum to hospital for 11 o'clock for her appointment. So I've got to go bang on 10:30. So I'm only on for another 2 minutes. No, people always struggle to leave those when they don't want to be on it. Yeah, it's the TikTok. Honestly, they make so much money from them battles and stuff because all it is basically two creators, and it's just who gets the most gifts, right? And I never ask for gifts. If you guys send me a gift on TikTok, great, thank you very much, and I'll always appreciate it. But there's no need. You know, I'd rather people subscribe to what I offer than gift on TikTok. You could have won that battle. I don't even know what it is. I see people all the time. I get messages all the time. Would you like to go live and battle with me tonight? And I'm like, I don't even know what it is. But from what I've seen from other ones that pop up, and do you know what? It's crazy. The big creators do it. Like the big creators do. I've seen people with like 2-3 million followers do these battles all night. They must make a lot of money from it, right? And maybe I'd make a lot of money from it again, but I'm just not in. There's just certain things I'm not interested in doing to make money. You know, sitting here going, "Oh, who's going to send me a cowboy hat? Oh, I need a flipping dinosaur to be like, come on, be almighty." All you're doing is. Yeah, you just like literally. If you sent me 500 quid's worth of gifts in a battle, I get 250. Brilliant. Like I'm not whinging about that, but like I'm just like I don't get the. What is this? It's like a pissing contest in my. I don't get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you do it every night, you make 250 quid a night or something. Fair play to you, I suppose. But yeah, I'm just not. Interested. Anyway, you could have. I could definitely won that battle. Right, guys. I know this one was short and sweet. I have been on for an hour, but anyway, yeah, I'll try and get that Wi-Fi booster sorted out today, and we'll hopefully I'll get it connected up, and the signal might be a bit better tomorrow. Anyway, right, yeah, I've got to go, guys. It's been a pleasure as always. I won't be on again today, so I've got loads of stuff to be doing, and the footy's on tonight, so I'm not going to... Yeah, though in future, if the football's on, I could watch it in here when I've got my sofa. But yeah, I'm out of here. I will be back, and it's probably going to be 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. Get that in your diaries, guys. It's probably going to be 8:30 a.m. rather than usual time of 11, because I've got quite a few bits to do when I go out and leave the house. Anyway, right, I've got to go. Love you all. Thank you very much for coming on the live, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow.